Morning. All right, we've had our bump very early, within the first second. Good morning, gorgeous being. Let me just show you around out here, and by the time I've done that, I'll have decided if it's too windy. It should be fine. Look, I forgot to show you this. These are primroses of the deep maroon purple kind. And they've been out for a little while. I've just completely forgotten to show them to you. Look, they're all covered in dew. I have had this clump, which has slowly expanded. I mean, look, it's huge. And look at the leaves. Aren't they gorgeous? They're sort of quilted. I've had this clump for a long time. A very long time. Look, there's some more flowers. Just waiting for the focus to get it right for you. There we go. My mother gave me a piece, I don't know how long ago, at least 25 years, and it has, in fact, a couple of pieces, and they've all joined up. There's just one big piece now of primrose. So there you go. It's fabulous. Now, if we pan over the lawn, you can see that the little gentlemen are coming out. This is the most gloriously perfect yellow jonquil. Good morning, Nora. I can see your face up there. Hello, hello. Isn't that lovely? And they have this kind of gorgeous buttery smell. There you are. That's what they look like. They're very elegant, and calling them little gentlemen is quite perfect. Good morning, Linda. And I know there's others of you on, but Facebook doesn't always tell me. Good morning, Rudy. It's great to see you. So, welcome, welcome. Going to start at the bottom with the soldiers and sailors today. I just love this. There's nothing missing. I mean, look at the foliage. It's just beautiful. And there are white bills coming through. Hyacinths. That's another name. White hyacinths. And we've got the beautiful early chair. They get heavy. They fall over. The last of the last of the paper white. Good day, Abigail. We're just doing the jonquil tour because they're in full flight, really. And beautiful to see. Beautiful to see. And lovely to smell. You have to imagine the scent. Narcissus is sweet and always slightly bitter. And just lovely to share them with you. And there's the odd yellow one that just pops up to be interesting. And the neighbour's little dog, who is terribly cute. That's Nakita. She's very sweet when she's not being naughty. So, jonquils and the snowflakes, which I'm really fond of. And look, there's an errant daffodil in the middle of this clump of Cuban lilies, which is a bit annoying actually. But it's a major surgical extraction to get it out. Here are the snowflakes, and here are the paper white and the magnolia stellata behind it, which is coming out. Get up close to some of these pink flowers. And there you go. It's just beautiful. They're all sort of loose and floppy, but very gorgeous. And look at these century plants coming away in the back. There's 3 of them there, and they're massive. So, it's a garden. It's changing. And there's another magnolia there to come out, and all over there, you can't really see it, but there's another magnolia there too. So we're going to have lots of flowers. I'm glad you love the garden, Abigail. I enjoy it, and I love being able to share it. It's just a lovely place. I've been here for more than 30 years now, and it shows that I'm a gardener. So, today I want to talk about love. More about love. More about love. I want to talk about this whole thing of letting more love into your heart, and particularly because we have this very human feeling that if it's hard, we should push and we should try and we should force it. Oh, look, I've got to show you this. There you go. Look at those. Those are the heritage daffodils. See, they're fabulous. They're double. They're messy. They're very old-fashioned, and I love them. There you go. Had to show you. It's just a little bunch of them there. So, this very human instinct that we have that if something isn't happening the way we want it to be, good morning, gorgeous Sang Marie, then we should push. We should try. We should force it, we should coerce it, we should do whatever we have to do to make it happen. And of course, those are, the pushing and the trying and the forcing, that's something that's coming from survival. That's coming from a feeling of, I must, I need, I want, it has to happen now. If it doesn't, there's something wrong, all of that. And when you're in that state, you're not in creation. Kent, it's gorgeous to see you. Yay! You're not in creation. You're in stress. You're in survival. You're feeling separate from what you desire, because if you didn't feel separate from it, you wouldn't be pushing and trying to get to it, right? And if you're separate from it, well, you're separate from it. That's not what you're after. And particularly when we're talking about letting love into our hearts. Good morning, Julian. Jenny, good morning. It's lovely to have you joining us. When you're talking about love, it's really counterproductive to try to force love into your heart. You can't do that. I mean, I laugh about it, but it's like, I just want love, I want to feel love, where's my love, And it just goes, it just doesn't work, because the more you want something, the more you don't have it. Have you even noticed that? The more you focus on how much you desire something, the more aware you are that it's not with you. Which is why saying, I want abundance, I want healing, I want happiness or whatever, is just an affirmation to the universe that you want it. Thank you, Maddie. I hear and I reflect and I endorse the fact that you want what you want. That's it. So we have to, like trying to make a blunt. Exactly, Linda. Yeah, you can't coerce love and you can't force love. But, because this is what came out of our conversation yesterday. People who've been hurt, and some of you have had really extreme experiences being hurt by quote-unquote love, right? Love, which people often think of as the romantic experience, a significant other, whatever. That love, being hurt by love, which of course if it was love, it wouldn't hurt. But people have pretty extreme experiences of being hurt by other people who quote-unquote should love them better. Whether it's a significant other or a parent or even a sibling, or even a child. And the first response, and we talked about this yesterday, we've been talking about this for a while, is to shut your heart just as a protective measure to stop yourself from being hurt again. But the problem with that is that it shuts out everything. If you close your heart, you immediately are actually hurting your body. Inga, it's great to see you. Because when your heart's closed, that's a disruption in the heart energy centre, and that is going to disrupt the communication between your brain and your body, your autonomic nervous system and your body, because your autonomic nervous system runs your body. And if there's a disruption in that energy centre, then the communication doesn't work so well, and the body doesn't communicate so well. It doesn't get the vital energy and information it needs to work. Things start to break down after a while. That's just what happens. So even just on a physical level, slamming your heart shut because you've been really hurt, long term is not a particularly good idea. However, it's exactly what we do because it's protective. And then, if there comes a point where you think, well, damn it, I know I got hurt, but I really want to feel love again, then sometimes the next response is, well, I got to force my heart open. I got to let somebody in. I got to take a risk. I got to be vulnerable to getting hurt again. And so it's kind of like this flip-flop. Jenny, good morning, sweetie. Arlan, hello. It's like you go from one extreme to the other. You go from slamming it shut to forcing it open. Now, what happens if if you're thinking, I got really hurt, but I need to let someone else into my life? We are talking about romantic relationships, right? But really, a child, whatever, even a working situation, it's all the same patterns, right? You slam your heart shut and then you decide, I've got to change this, I've got to, take a risk again. And the thing is, if you haven't changed yourself, if you haven't become someone that loves yourself more, if you haven't become more whole and more complete in yourself, and we talked about that yesterday, then the only information, person, experience, Jamie, good morning, yay! That can make it into your space is going to be equal to who you are being, how you feel, how you think, who you are. The only person or experience or whatever that can make it into your space is going to be a match for that. So if you haven't changed who you're being, how you're thinking and feeling and behaving, you're not going to get a different experience. So in that circumstance, not having changed who you are, saying, I got to take a risk, I got to open my heart, I got to let somebody in that context is kind of insane. Because you're then saying, I've changed nothing, I'm going to do the same thing again and expect a different outcome. And we all know what Einstein said about that. It's kind of insanity. You can't do it. It's not going to be different. So the answer is not to force your heart open. The answer is not to force yourself straight back to where you were the last time by thinking, I've just got to try harder, I've just got to push harder, I've just got to make myself more vulnerable, I've just got to take more risks. No. Exactly, yeah. And if you do, let's think about that. I'm just going to check the clock because I want to leave enough time for practice. Okay, so by taking risks, you think about it. You had a bad experience, you slammed your heart shut, you decide that you're going to take a risk and let somebody in, and you're still feeling all of that trauma in your body, and you're still feeling fear, but you decide to take the risk, right? Now, what are you doing? You are now reinforcing the false experience and all of those stress hormones and all of the thinking and the wondering when it's going to go wrong by continuing to stay in that I feel like I'm taking a risk space. You don't want to do that. What's the point in opening your heart, quote unquote, if it feels fearful and risky in a way that's just, oh God, how long is it going to be before this turns to shit? Now I know what this feels like because this used to be me. I didn't know anything else. What I understand now is that I've got to feel whole in myself, and I've got to feel love in myself. I've got to feel safe in myself. And a big part of that is actually the ability to say, hell no. It's getting a bit windy out here. I'm going to go inside. I gave myself the option earlier, and it was calm for us, so we could enjoy the flowers. But let's go in now, because I don't like competing with the wind, and probably you don't either. Okay, so shut the back door. Into the lounge. There we are, it's quieter. Quiet is good. And then I can put down the phone, you see. This little stand that I've improvised here for the last 3 years. Oh, and it's all different because I'm sitting on a different seat. But it'll do. I'll have to play with this. So, oh, and I need the cushion. We've got to have the cushion. It's just not the same without the cushion, I tell you. Okay, so yeah, forcing yourself into that experience of risk over and over, not a good plan. Laura, good morning. So Abigail, what's happening, is that you do have more work to do, and because you're trying, okay, notice that, there's an effort that you're doing, you're trying to adjust it. And I'm sure you're not just thinking about it, right? But many of us just think, I need to do something differently. I need to think differently. I need to feel differently. But we are thinking and trying and consciously saying, I need something to be different. But of course, that's conscious. And remember, your consciousness is only 5% of who you are. The other 95% is buried in your body. It's subconscious or unconscious. And you can't think that. You can't access that way. So for me, I love the work that I do, which I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza, because it allows me to get out of my conscious mind and into my subconscious and unconscious body. And let me tell you, Abigail, when you really connect with love, it's totally enough. And if you have this feeling that love's not always enough, you haven't connected with love yet. From my perspective. I'm not saying I'm not pouring cold water on what you've done. on the work that you've done in yourself, which has been huge, and many of us have done so much for so long, right? So I'm not pouring love on any of that. No, I am pouring love on that. I'm not pouring cold water on that. What I am saying is that very thought says to me that you haven't yet really had an experience of love. Oh, bless you, honey. Well, I've been in the same place, maybe not as extreme, but I've been there. Love so is enough. But what we think love is generally not what love is. So now, perfect timing. Let's stop talking about it and do some, right? We've got about 7 minutes. Let's see what we can do in 7 minutes instead of 3 or 5, which is usually how long we wait. The point being, that every morning I spend about an hour and 23 minutes and I think 19 seconds. So at the moment I'm just doing this meditation and that one. And most of that time, really one way or another, I'm connecting with love. It doesn't happen instantly, but it happens a lot faster. And it's about slowing my brain down and opening my heart. So let's do that. It frees your heart, Abigail. It's very painful sometimes to know the truth about ourselves. But the truth is that love is wholeness and love is available for us. And if we've never experienced it, that doesn't mean we can't. Like, you have to let go of that story too. Yeah, totally. Separate me from my identity to connect with something new. So, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this is follow your breath, please. And you see, immediately I'm putting my hands over my heart because it just helps me. Follow your breath. Whatever you're feeling at the moment, that's right, I had a really clear intention yesterday. I wanted to work with whatever it is you're feeling. Misty, good morning, gorgeous, join in here. So whatever you're feeling right now, that's your response to this whole conversation about love and the fact that if you don't really know what it feels like, bloody hell, how long's it been not having that feeling, and that's not fair and it's sad and all of that, right? That's your experience of lack, your experience of separation. So we're going to play with this, knowing that we don't have much time, but we're going to play with it anyway. Follow your breath. And as you follow your breath in, follow your breath in through your nose. Feel the air flow in your nose and follow it into this cavity that's inside your head, which I always find really nice to do, and down your throat. Let your mind just go with your breath down your throat into your lungs and notice the sense of expansion and the sense of contraction. And maybe your chest is feeling pretty contracted. Maybe there's pain there. Maybe there's pain somewhere else in your body. Maybe your body's feeling tight. Just notice your body as you breathe. And be aware that as you breathe, you're going to lengthen your breath just ever so gently. Again, we're not forcing any of this, not coercing it, just inviting you to lengthen your breath. What do I mean by that? Just slow down your breathing in and your breathing out. And as you do this, it's an interesting thing just to make your breath longer. As you breathe it in, imagine it filling up your body and kind of, not like a balloon, but like something, one of those air beds, and it's a bit crinkly, it's a bit squashed, there's not enough air in it. As you breathe in, imagine the air is kind of filling up all the gaps and stretching everything out just a little bit and opening it and, making room. And then as you breathe out, just give yourself permission to relax your body. Just breathe out and relax your body. Let go. Morning, Jocelyn. Just breathe and relax your body. And be present with whatever you're feeling. That's fine. You don't need to change it. That's the thing. We try to adjust ourselves. We try to fix ourselves. And no, you're engaging with the problem. Let go, relax, get into your body and breathe. And bring your awareness with your breath into your heart. And if you want to put your hands over your heart like I do, give it a pat, give it a rub, that's fine. Breathe in and breathe out, in and out of your heart. Now what we're doing is starting to play with heart coherence. So give it to yourself. Give your great love to yourself right now. You're not going to push your own love away. Let yourself be the object of your adoration and your love. Breathe that love in from all around you. And then breathe it out all around you. Stop needing to have anybody to give it to or anyone to give it to you. Just breathe your own infinite love in, because you are love. You're love in a body. So if you allow your own love to flow in and flow out with your breath. And let your body relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. And remember that it's lovely to let your breath go all the way around you. You don't just have to let it go in front of you. As you breathe in, imagine that you're breathing in from all around you. And as you breathe out, imagine that your breath is going out of you in all directions. Just breathe with your awareness in your heart. Bring your awareness back to your heart. Your brain's probably wandering off in various directions unless you're used to doing this. The brain gets busy and wants to think and wants to say, no, this won't work, and no, remember how sad that is. And, just bring your awareness back to your heart, the center of your chest. Give it a rub or a tap if you like. Bring your awareness back to your heart and breathe and give your body permission to relax into the breath and the love, which is you, and which, if you breathe it in, will come to you. You have to let it in. But it says nobody else. It's nothing else that's going to hurt you. It's just the universal love that is all around you. Absolutely be the embodiment of love to yourself, because when you do that, then the rest of the universe can follow suit and show you more of that. Embody love. And you see, the more you put your attention on the center of your chest and your breath and letting go into the love that is there, the less that other stuff that you were noticing 7 minutes ago is so obvious to you. And see, time has flown. It just vanishes. Because we got heart-centered. And it's gone. So I got to stop. But see, this is how quickly we can change our state. And even if you changed it a little bit, you might still be thinking, well, I'm still feeling okay. But you took your attention off it for a little while. It's going to take some practice to take your attention off it for a bit longer. So practice. It's a skill. Yeah, repeat. So, who knows what we'll talk about tomorrow? Maybe more of the same, more of the different, more love. I'm going to be back in 3.5 hours to catch you up on what our Sang Marie, who's with us right now, is doing in the Gambia. It's an eventful time there, as it is for many. Big love. I look forward to seeing you then, or tomorrow. Bye-bye.